Hi, it's Linda Jane Green, and I'm here to spend some time with you. I wanted to talk about the book that I read, Who Moved My Cheese, by Dr. Spencer Johnson. I um, did post some of the little antics about the four characters on the fan page, but I hadn't actually really discussed it with you, so I wanted to spend some time doing that. I suppose I should turn my phone down. I just got a notification. I'm still new to a lot of this stuff. Let me turn the volume down. I hadn't thought to do that before. Um, so it's really talking about change, and we get into a situation where we have a routine, we have a set pattern, we know what's expected of us, and we do the same things over and over again. We get pretty relaxed in our situations. The story is about that, where there's four characters. Sniff and Scurry are mice, and then there's two little people that are called Hem and Haw, and they're in a maze, which is like an allegory for the world that we're trying to navigate through. And they wander through the maze enough, and they find this cheese, and there's enough of it to sustain all four of them for quite a while. And Hem and Haw kind of set up a little camp there. They put pictures on the wall, they have comfortable seating, and they just have this expectation that whenever they go to this chamber C, that the cheese is going to be there. And they start to get kind of complacent with this expectation, and they have this sense of ownership over the cheese because they found it. What happens in the story is that the cheese leaves over the course of time, with them eating the cheese and the cheese getting old and moldy, and eventually they go there and there's no cheese. So the four characters respond to this change, each in their own way. Sniff decides to leave and go sniff out new cheese in the maze, going up and down the corridors looking for new cheese. Scurry does the same thing. He leaves and he scurries up and down the maze and hangs out with Sniff, and together they find new cheese in a different location within the maze. Hem is an older character, and he's upset that the cheese is gone, and so he spends a lot of time yelling about the situation of who moved my cheese and how dare they, and what right did they have to take the cheese, and it was my cheese and it belonged to me, and they need to bring it back. And he's very upset about the changes that have occurred. And Haw is realizing, okay, the cheese is gone, we need to do something. We can't just hang out in this cheeseless situation and be malnourished and get weaker. We have to find new cheese in order to sustain our lives and to continue moving forward. And the story consists of Hem and Haw kind of arguing about, what are we going to do? The cheese is gone. They're not going to bring it back. We have to leave and get it from some other area within the maze. And that happens to us in our lives, where changes occur, like the pandemic. People have lost their jobs. We've got rioting and violence, and deaths occurring because of rioting and violence. We don't feel safe going outside anymore. It's a huge change in our society. Our routines have been changed, and there's different expectations of what we're supposed to do as citizens because of the pandemic. Wearing the masks, social distancing. You can't go to the restaurants or bars or schools or football, baseball, any kind of sports. Everything is so different. And if you're a network marketer, well, then your skill set has to change, because you can't go out with masks on and prospect at grocery stores or football games, baseball games, in the schools and at the mall and wherever it was that you were going around trying to talk to people about joining your business or learning about your company. For myself at my own job, not only have we had the problems with the pandemic and the social distancing, but our company got bought out by a new company. They bought it, I think, April 1st. They took over the building June 1st, and all of the nursing had to go through changes with learning how to do the electronic ad, medication administration record on a laptop that's on our med carts, whereas before we were doing um, the handwriting it in a book with the paper documentation still. We've lost some coworkers that we've worked with for years because they either didn't want to come along with the new company or the new company didn't invite them to come along. So our procedure for how we're taking care of documentation changed. Our coworkers have changed. We've lost our director of nursing, physical therapist, administrator. We have new bosses, new managers. There's so many things going on that have caused change. And I saw myself in this book as being more so the older one that was like angry about the changes. And then I've, come to realize, I have to adapt like Haw. Haw is the more youthful one, and he is the one that is like, well, we have to do something differently because our circumstances have changed. And it's not always about finding a new job or leaving the situation that you're in. If your relationship is going bad or your job is different, there's different changes that a person could be experiencing, physical changes, um, besides business changes and society changes. But you don't always have to leave. You could adapt. Within the story, there was a reporter who always reported on the swim team, and his boss wanted him to start reporting on track and field, and he got upset because he didn't like the change, because he felt very skilled at talking about the swim team and the strokes and the swimming and the timing and what they're doing. So he had an attitude. But after he read this book, Who Moved My Cheese, he kind of laughed at himself and saw himself as him who wasn't moving forward with the new expectations and the changes. So he changed his attitude. He went and reported on track and field, and he got to where he really liked it. And he did such a good job at doing that that they gave him more avenues of reporting and more work to do in other categories. And he became quite famous because he had a good attitude. He took on the new sets of responsibilities, and he changed with the times. And that's what the book is talking about, is when change happens. It's inevitable. It will happen, whether it's an act of nature, fires, floods, accidents. Change is inevitable. It's going to happen. Aging, that's a change. It happens. Um, we have to figure out how we're going to move with these changes, how we're going to adapt. Are you going to rant and rave and carry on and be upset because you've lost a relationship or you've lost a job or things have changed and you don't want them to? And are you going to have a fit and yell and scream and carry on because the change occurred? Or are you going to move forward and have an expectation that this is moving you into a better situation? Because that's a possibility as well, is that the changes that are occurring are moving you into something better. Maybe it's a better job, a better relationship, a better way of doing things, adapting with new bosses, new coworkers, uh, new skill sets. Even with this network marketing, it's a change. And are you going to change to where you're moving with the times? Are you going to start talking to people about your company and your business online and learn social marketing skills and learn network marketing online with business pages and fan pages? And are you going to do that, or are you going to get upset that the changes occurred, um, quit, give up, go sulk in a corner somewhere? I mean, I have done all of these things. I have gotten emotionally upset with the changes. I have been frustrated. I've felt overwhelmed. I've done everything I can think of to do to adapt and get better at the skill set and learn the new people that I'm working with and their expectations and the new routines and things. You either roll with the times and you roll with the punches and you keep going, or you start to decline. With him sitting in the cheeseless situation in the maze, he started to become famished and he didn't have the energy, he didn't have the motivation. It was kind of a life and death situation for him because he was dependent on the cheese for livelihood. And Ha understood that and knew that, and he moved on and he found new cheese. But he kept writing messages on the wall along the maze to give direction to him should he leave that part of the maze, that he could read the writing on the wall and move forward and find the cheese that Ha had found. Ha did go back and try to get him and try to encourage him to move forward and go to the cheese that he found, but him was still being stubborn and didn't want to go. In the end of the story, they don't really make it clear whether him left the cheeseless area of the maze or if he didn't. And it does talk about sometimes you can reach out to somebody who needs to change or adapt or grow or come with you, but if they don't want to come with you, if they don't want to change, there's nothing you can do about it. You have to allow them to be who they are, where they're at, and just keep moving forward yourself. So I don't know, like, I know you're going through change. That part I know, we all are, with the pandemic and the social distancing and wearing the masks and the changes in our jobs, whether you're essential or not, and whether you're having to look for a different job and taking things online. It's a change. I know you're going through changes. This book is very helpful. It's a very short, easy read, kind of a cartoon type conversation. There's discussions in the beginning, and there's different questions you ask yourself at the end. It's Who Moved My Cheese? Dr. Spencer Johnson is the one that wrote the book. So if you're needing help adapting to the changes that are occurring, that's a good book to read. It will help you see yourself in the situation and help you see what needs to be done in the situation to balance yourself again, to equalize yourself. You're going to have to adapt somehow and adjust somehow in order to stay healthy. So the book will help you figure out how to go about doing that. I hope you enjoyed me reviewing the book for you and having that conversation with you. It is sad, everything that we're going through. I am not happy about it. I'm sure nobody is happy about it. We're all just doing the best that we can. I hope that you're staying safe, and I hope that you're taking care of yourself. Stay healthy and stay emotionally sane, and do the social distancing and wear the masks, and hopefully we'll all get through this in time. Maybe this will all be history, but in the meantime, I'm going to just keep doing the fan page, and I'll just keep reading books about doing business online. If you need help with that, let me know, because I'm learning quite a bit about the techniques and the skills about taking your network marketing business online. And any business really can advertise online and discuss their products and have customers reach them online. And if you're new to that, I'll help you navigate through all of that. It was good spending time with you, and I'll catch you on the posts, and comment on the post if you're having questions or if you want me to reach out to you with something specific. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.